everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This is my most recent ready to ship from Teddy Bees. Teddy Bees is owned by Tiffany Smith from Houston, Texas. If you are a Teddy Bees fan or new to Teddy Bees, you know that she wrapped up her 2023 season with a beautiful, wonderful, huge pre-order. And then after her pre-order, she has a ready to ship. This is my haul from the ready to ship. I will say I've had this ready to ship haul for many weeks. I really think I got this right before Christmas. Whenever she started shipping them out, I received it, and I have seen some of you are still posting your ready to ships that you just are getting. You know, they're all filtering in at different times. The country's had weather and holiday delays and all those things, but I wanted to talk about these blends because they will come back, whether it's on another pre-order in the future or ready to ship or whenever. Some of these are additional purchases of ones I purchased in my pre-order. If you had a chance to watch my pre-order haul, I really had fun with a lot of these blends. And some of these she only poured in tubs, and I grabbed new to me blends and probably new blends that she created for this ready to ship. I don't remember. So I'm just going to dive right in here. This isn't too big. This is not a big order, but I wanted to talk about these, like I said, because there are a lot of Teddy Bees lovers out there. So if I look a little different, I have a ring light now, and I'm going to be using my ring light when I film in the evening time. Santa Claus brought me a ring light, and I'm glad he did, because the lighting in the room where I film here in my dressing room, wax room, guest room, it's like Narnia in here. It's a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So I'm still playing around with the settings and the lighting. There's different settings and brightness and all those things. So just bear with me. And now I can see the shine on my face. So, but you know, I'm just trying to, I told you, if there was a ring light in my future, it would be coming this year. So here we are. All right, I'm going to talk about the souffles that I purchased. And these ones, most of these I've had before, but a couple I have not. First one I purchased is Old Country Store. Old Country Store, it was on my list for the pre-order, but it didn't make the cut. I don't remember what I substituted for this, but I saw a lot of you guys talk about this one, and I wanted to grab it and try it because these are right up my alley. If you watch me and know my taste of blends, this is for me. This is Sweet Peach Preserves. Hot apple pies, warm cinnamon, and a slight hint of pine. So these are basically, I think what Tiffany's trying to do is make you feel that country feel. That, you know, a lot of where I'm from in Pennsylvania, southwestern Pennsylvania, a lot of Americana and a lot of country decor are in homes. So I grew up with this in my house. You know, ladies who are crafty and have all sorts of decorations. The American flags and the stars and the weathered look. This is what she's, I think, trying to evoke when you walk into one of those stores. Those little antique stores or roadside stores, which they don't really have out here in Utah, but they do where I'm from, and it makes me miss home, frankly. This one here, I love that when you smell this, it has that cinnamon, warm, comforting, homey feeling to it, in my opinion. This, I'm not getting too much peach. The apple pie and the cinnamon is dominant. It's almost the type of cinnamon that is a cinnamon broom. You know, we just got through the holiday season. I know my mom growing up would always buy those bags of pine cones that are coated with the cinnamon stuff. She would always have those when my parents were married and she was in the home where my father lives now. He has a big fireplace, a stone fireplace and a mantle and such, and she would have the pine cones on the oh man, I haven't been around a fireplace in a while, but the stoop, I don't know what it's, oh man, I feel like a moron now. Some fireplace you can't sit in front of, but there was a stone, not a bench, but you could sit in front of the fireplace just right by it. And next to where the wood was kept, my mom would have the decorations of the broom and the pine cones and all those. So I grew up with this type of cinnamon in my home, especially at the holiday times. And I don't get too much pine. It's just that comforting apple cinnamon craft store feel. That's what this is. So I feel Old Country Store is a perfect name for this because it really does make you feel like you're in one of those stores. So I'm glad I was able to at least get a souffle of that one. Next, this is a repurchase for me. I got this in the pre-order. This is Christmas is Coming. Now, I know my light might be a little bit bright, so I'm going to move it down a notch there. Maybe we'll see how that one is. I'm still playing around with this, guys, so be patient with me. So Christmas is Coming. I fell in love with this one when I smelled this on my pre-order haul. I do on sniff for my pre-order at least. My first sniffs are what you see on camera. So if you're interested in what my first impression was of this, go back and watch that haul video from December sometime. This is warm gingerbread cookies, cinnamon sugar pastries, fluffy waffles covered in powdered sugar, hints of cedar and Fraser fir. So this one here, oh, I love this one. And I have not chopped anything that I received in my last pre-order. I have a good bit in my next Chop and Chat, which is coming when my husband goes to the golf simulator next, if it's during time when I can film. I have some stuff from the pre-order we just received to chop up, but this is in there too. This is... right now, I am smelling the pine. This is not a pine heavy scent, but there is pine in it. It's part of Christmas. Gingerbread, whether you build a gingerbread house with your kids now or grandkids or when you were a kid. I didn't have that in my childhood, so I've never built a gingerbread house per se, but I have made ginger cakes, ginger cookies. I made ginger snaps, ginger cookies this past a month ago, actually, when I was baking for my dad. I made that, and those molasses, that ginger, those warm spices are in here also. You get a little bit of waffles and a little bit of sweetness, but I am really getting that Fraser fir right now. But I liked this because it was a little bit of everything that is nostalgic of Christmas time, but it's not necessarily your Old School Christmas or Christmas Past, which was a new one that Tiffany introduced this past pre-order. It isn't anything like that to where it's definitely forefront of pine or apple or something. This is a little bit more of a bakery feel with pine. So if that's up your alley, give that one a try next time it comes back. Next one I have here, souffle-wise, is Tiff's Favorite Bakery. This is new to me, but I've had blends that's had this blend in it. This is Blackberry Jam, Vanilla Shortbread Cookies, Brown Sugar, and Waffle Cone. And this one is good. I've only smelled these once when I took them out of the box, but this one here is heavy on the Blackberry Jam. And I will be transparent with this. Sometimes blackberry to me smells like cough syrup or Robitussin. I've tried different blackberries throughout my 3-year experience with vendor wax, and I find some blackberry just pulls like that for me. And I know a lot of you feel that way with cherry. I don't get that from cherry, but blackberry I do. However, Blackberry Jam butter cookies has grown on me. I didn't like it when I first was buying vendor wax, but then I've realized blackberry, just plain blackberry or even Blackberry Jam, it's got to have that little bit of extra bakery creaminess and butteriness added to it for my nose to not pick up that medicinal smell. This here is not that. This is creamy. It's Blackberry Jam butter cookies. It's waffle cone. It's got that creamy richness, and I can see why this one is popular, and I can see why this one is blended with so many other different blends that Tiffany has in her menu. This is a good one, and I'm glad I'm able to try that one alone. Okay, next one here. This is Catacomb of the Witch. Now, Catacomb of the Witch, I had a sample of this, I believe, not this past pre-order, but the pre-order prior to that. And I didn't buy this. This was also on my list, but it didn't make the cut. I went a little crazy with buying tubs this past pre-order, so I had to cut a few souffles off my list. This was one that I wanted to grab because a lot of you guys just, ranted and raved about this blend. This blend is Dark Plum, which I love plum, and Tiffany blends plum beautifully, in my opinion. So this one here, I had to try. Dark Plum, Rich Vanilla, black amber, bonfire bliss, and vanilla woods. So this is supposed to evoke a spookiness, kind of like maybe Little Red Riding Hood with the wolf, and there isn't a witch in Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know why I said that, but you know what I mean. The wicked old witch that lives in the woods, or something like that, that spookiness. Maybe the Wicked Witch of the West, you know, in Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy and the Scarecrow and Tin Man, you know, when he's doing his dance, my favorite part of the Wizard of Oz. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That scene, and the Wicked Witch of the West arrives on that abandoned house and, you know, puts, you know, throws the fireball down, all that stuff. So that's spookiness. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, call me crazy, but I think about that stuff when I wonder how is she naming this stuff here. Catacomb of the Witch might also be, maybe it's Game of Thrones, who knows. Tiffany, I'm the only person in the world, I think, who hasn't seen Game of Thrones, and I know Tiffany has expanded her line, her Game of Thrones inspired line, quite a bit, so maybe this is one of those. If that is, I apologize, that's my ignorance. I've never seen, I mean, of course, I know Jon Snow, I know the North, I know, some of the most popular ones, but I don't know every character in that show when it's referenced. So this one here is good. Oh, this reminds me of, what is the name of that blend that I can't remember right now. It's not Lady Laena. It's Emma of Normandy. This kind of reminds me of Emma of Normandy because it's got, I believe that's the one that has plum in it and such, I think. It reminds me of that. This is creamy, it's rich. I'm not getting too much Bonfire Bliss, which I'm okay with because it's not really one of my favorite oils, but if it's in a blend, I mean, I can handle it. It's not something that will completely deter me from buying it. This, it's creamy, vanilla, amber, plum, just mysteryness and spookiness, kind of like maybe Snow White and the Seven Dwarves and the witch with the wart on her nose, and she's stirring her cauldron of yucky stuff to put spells on people. That spookiness. That's this. So, enough with the spooky vibes, Ashley. So, okay. This next one is another repurchase for me, I should say. This is Morning Cup of Christmas. I purchased this last year, meaning 2022 season, not this past year, but I thought, you know, I sniffed my souffle again and I thought I should buy some more of that because it really is a good one. This really, to me, doesn't necessarily have to be a fall or a winter blend. It could be melted all year long, in my opinion. This is vanilla chai, cranberry chutney, apple marmalade, and a hint of fresh pine. So this is kind of similar in the country feel as Old Country Store, but not exactly like that. This is heavier on the cranberry. I mean, I'm also failing to say, you know, each of these souffles has beautiful decorations on top, and underneath also there's some surprises. Some of them are plain and some of them are glitter. Some of them are just, you know, they match the top here. And I didn't show you all of that on these, but if you're a Teddy Bees fan, you know that this is here. So sorry for that, for me not saying that. This, I'm getting cranberry and apple. So this is perfect for fall, but you don't have to just restrict it like I said. So I might even whip this out in June. Who knows? So this, I like this. It reminds me of not necessarily the potpourri that you can put on the stove, you know, with your orange and your cinnamon and your cranberries. Not necessarily that, but something similar, but comforting and warm and just intoxicating, actually. So that's Morning Cup of Christmas. Next, this is a new one to me, and I had to buy it because of everybody talking about this. This is Mr. Claus. Mr. Claus. I know Danny likes this blend a lot, so I thought, you know, Danny's nose is fantastic, so let's see what Mr. Claus is all about. The notes of this one here, taking it out of the bag here with the blue. This is Cranberry Woods, which is a Bath & Body Works blend. Cranberry Woods, Frosted Circus Sugar Cookies, and Palo Santo. So a relatively simple blend, but I really like the Cranberry Woods. The Cranberry Woods is a little fruity but creamy, but the addition of the Palo Santo gives a little bit of more woodsiness to it, a little bit more masculinity, but this does not scream cologne. This does not scream sexy man. This isn't anything like that. It's a comforting, nice, cozy scent. Well, that's how it is to me. It's a cozy scent. I wouldn't quite say it's as cozy as some of Tiffany's cashmere blends or some of her sensual blends. I wouldn't say that, but this is, it could be headed that way, but it's a little bit too fruity for me, for my nose, to put it in one of those categories. Okay, those are all the souffles I have. And next we'll go to, I have a loaf. And if you watched my video, this next blend I bought in a loaf because I only buy loaves in the blends I absolutely adore. And when it's all said and done, this next blend is probably my favorite blend that I got in my last pre-order. This is sugared chestnuts and apple butter. I know, simple, but this is such, I'll use this adjective again, intoxicating blend. This is so good. I had to buy it in a loaf, and I'm not buying loaves in my world anymore. I feel by the time I'm done with the loaf, I don't want anything else to do with the scent, unless it's a staple that I can blend a lot with, you know, like Palo Santo or zucchini bread or something like that. This, I don't remember if this is a new to Tiffany blend, but this is damn good. This is apple butter, brown sugar, toasted chestnuts, clove, and notes of spice. And when I tell you this is creamy and it's apple and it's luscious, I'm not lying. This is it's so good. I don't know exactly, everything just, it blends so seamlessly together. You know, it's like the ocean. It's back and forth and back and forth. It's seamless. I mean, on the beach I'm talking about, not anywhere else, but it's just, it's seamless. You can't tell where it ends or where it starts, basically. This is it's creamy apple butter, brown sugar, chestnut, vanilla, a little bit of spice, a little bit of sugar. This is so good. I have the souffle I bought this in, or I bought a tub, I don't remember. I have that in my next chopping tote. So I am going to savor this baby. And this is also one that doesn't have to be restricted to fall or winter. You can melt this for an open house, or when company's coming over, or, you know, when you really don't know what you want to melt, but you want something comforting, grab this one if you have it. I love this blend. Like I said, this was my favorite. Okay, these next ones here are my tubs, and then this video is a wrap. Two of these are new to me, and I believe they were new for this ready to ship. Tiffany does throw in some new ones that she only pours for the ready to ship. So these next two here are ones that I got in my pre-order. This first one here is Jon Snow. I had to put these in bags because the lids of all four of my tubs I purchased cracked in shipment. So I had to put these in these bags, and I don't have any bigger bags than this I mean, I have big loaf bags, but I don't want to put this whole thing down in a loaf bag. So these are a little snug getting in here, but once I chop these up, they'll fit in that bag fine. Okay, Mr. Jon Snow. Jon Snow, of course, I know he's Game of Thrones. I know he's Game of Thrones. Kit Harington, I think, is the actor who plays him, or played him. I know the show's done. This is Palo Santo, flannel sheets, creamy vanilla, and mint. Now, I would never, ever put laundry and mint together, but Tiffany, being the blend master that she is, successfully pulled this off. Jon Snow, another one that Danny loves, but my good friend Vivian told me I have to buy Jon Snow. Jon Snow is one that's worthy of a loaf. It's good, and it hasn't been back for a while. So I purchased a souffle of Jon Snow, and I wanted to just see. They're right. So whenever somebody who's been around for a while tells you like the scent, just listen to them. And, you know, even if you don't think, just try a wild card. Think outside the box kind of a thing. I have, and I've been pleasantly surprised. So this here, I wouldn't call this masculine. It's fresh. It's creamy. I mean, maybe a touch masculine, but not really. I'm hesitant to even say that. This, you have the flannel sheets, but it's not an outright in-your-face laundry blend because it has the creaminess of the mint, the creaminess of the Palo Santo that also gives it that sensual or sexy vibe, but not cologne. I mean, if you know what Palo Santo smells like, it's woodsy, it's creamy, it's exotic almost. This is so good. I love this. It's a little cooling, it's a little frosty, it's a little wintry. I mean, it's good. This is a fantastic blend. I'm going to put this back down in the bag. Sometimes these tubs don't like to fit down in the bags, but with a little tender touch, a little tender care, you can rebag your stuff if you need to. Okay. Let's see if this will close now. That's the cute part, is seeing if this will close. Ah. Sorry, if I don't do this now, I'll forget to go back and do this, so. Okay, there we go. Sorry for that. This next one is a repurchase. Like I said, this is the Perfect Storm. The Perfect Storm. So, I believe I purchased quite a few tubs, and I really don't remember what I purchased in a tub and what I purchased in a souffle. I might have purchased a tub of this from the get-go, and I have another tub. I might have done that. I don't remember. This one here, its lid's pretty cracked, but this is sea spray, ocean water, citrus, damp leaves, dark amber, and oak moss. So what drew me into this one here is, one, a lot of you guys say this is a good blend. Two, we have my damp leaves, my amber, and my oak moss. I always, if that is in a blend, I always try it because I love oak moss. I love damp leaves. I love amber. I love the mysteriousness of those oils and what those can bring to a blend. That's just me. But I also love my bakery and I love my fruity. I like a little bit of everything. But this one here, it's a tough blend to describe because it's not necessarily aquatic with the sea spray. It's not necessarily earthy with those amber and the oak moss and the damp leaves, I said earthy. It's not necessarily woodsy either, I would say. And we have ocean water. It's fresh. It's creamy. It's clean. I wouldn't call it cologne. It's one you have to smell. It's good for spring. It's good for summer. It's good when you are in wintertime like we are right now. It seems like most of the country is getting pounded with winter weather. And it's good for these days where you want to remember what it's like to have nice weather. So this one here, I know this one's tough to describe, but I did my best. Let's put him back in the bag. Okay. These last two here I grabbed because these are new blends, and some of these notes, if you watch me, you know why these ones drew me in. Okay. This first one is Luxe Linen. Luxe Linen. There's the shine on there. This is dark vanilla, praline, warm amber, smoked amaretto, and luxurious linen. So I have smelled all of these oils independently, but I've never put them together or even thought to put smoked amaretto and linen together, or praline, warm amber, etc. This one here, it's a beautiful creamy white with a little bit of glitter. You can see there's a little bit more glitter down on the bottom here. But now this one I would say is more of a sensual blend. This, it's not super powerhouse either, at least right now. This was poured on November 21st, so he's almost 2 months old. I'll let this cure a little bit more just because I find in my home vanilla blends always need a while. And with some of Teddy B's blends, and a lot of you have said this too, the longer you let them set, the better they get. Sometimes you're melting a Teddy B's blend that's a little fresher, and it's not kicking like you want it to, but then you let it set for a few more months, kind of forget about it, and then it comes back and it amazes you. So I think that's what this one needs. So I'm not going to touch this one for a while, but I'm getting a little bit of dark oak. Is there oak in here? Praline. I don't know. I'm getting woodsy from this. Amber, praline. This is not amaretto as almond. It's a different. There's a smokiness to it. There's creaminess to it, and yes, but a little bit of amaretto, but not the stuff that we're used to. This is a different amaretto. And this is another one that's tough to describe. I fudge my words a little bit when I try to get into these complex ones. But that's why I love Teddy B's, because Tiffany isn't afraid of these complicated blends, and I love that. I love that. That's why I keep going back for more. A little bit of linen. It's just, oh, this one's tough. This is really tough to put into words. It's creamy, it's mysterious, it has amber, it has a little bit of praline, it has a little bit of amaretto, it's luxurious, it's rich smelling, hence Luxe Linen. It's tough to describe. I'm going to shut up about that one. Okay, I have one more here. Then I have my little sample. My little sample, I don't remember everything that's in it, but it's a really popular blend, so I'll just show it in a second here. Oh, come on. Okay, this last one here is Oak Barrel and Vanilla Liqueur. Oak Barrel and Vanilla Liqueur. This is tonka bean. Boy, this one is right up my lane. This is tonka bean, oak, cognac, cinnamon, pepper, sandalwood, and tobacco. This has my name all over it. I love me tobacco stuff. I love cognac. I love cinnamon. I love pepper. This is quite the blend. Okay. This one, the lid's pretty delicate too. Okay. This is just my opinion, and I'm curious about this. I wonder if she doesn't have Angel's Touch in here, because I'm smelling, if you've ever smelled Angel's Touch or Angel's Share, it's a perfume / cologne by Kilian. It's one of my favorite perfumes. I wear it all the time. I smell that in here. And I know that oak and cognac and praline are part of Angel's Share, Angel's Touch. I wonder if this is part of it. And she added tonka bean, which just makes everything better, and cinnamon, sandalwood, and tobacco. This is, if you like Angel's Share, Angel's Touch, if you like that, this is for you, because I think it's in here. Oh, it's Angel's Share is a sophisticated, sexy, addictive smelling perfume. It really is. And she's just made it even better by putting the little bit of additions that she did into this. So that's how I'll leave that one. If you haven't smelled Angel's Touch, Angel's Share, a lot of vendors are getting into having that and carrying it, because it's inexpensive. If you buy the real thing, it's expensive. I don't own a bottle yet, but I hope to change that. I am going to be, I want to purchase this year one of the big boys, one of the several $100s a bottle perfume. I want to purchase one this year. It might be Angel's Share. It really might be. We'll see. So this last one here is my sample. This is Fall into Christmas. And I don't remember what is in this, but I think there's pumpkin and a little bit of pine, but I don't really remember everything in here, but I just wanted to show you this as to complete my video. So, okay, that's the end of my Teddy B's ready to ship. I didn't think it would be half hour, but you know, sometimes I elaborate a little bit. But okay, I still do not know if I'm going to participate in Teddy B's next pre-order. I know I say that now, but knowing me, I probably will, because as you know, if you are a Teddy B's customer, she only opens a couple times a year. a handful of times a year. So hope you enjoyed this video if you watched the whole thing, and thank you so much for your support, and hope everyone is having a beautiful beginning of January. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you soon.